Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I forget what was his name? George Nori? Might have been the guy. Hope everybody's doing well today. Thought it was a crazy.
Hey, man.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey guys.
Good. ANS.
Hey, how's it going?
NS, how you doing, man?
Good, good.
Hello, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey,
Had a
Thomas.
good week.
So far, so good.
Good stuff.
I've had better weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, heard you bad news, Blue Shirt. That's not good, is it?
No, it's a mess, but at least my back is feeling a little better.
Yeah. Oh, bad stuff.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Is it getting fixed? Like everything coming along okay?
Yeah, it's all dry, and I'm waiting for the contractor to come next week and give me an estimate. So
Yeah.
could have been a lot worse, but still, it wasn't fun.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, Orange Hand. Underachieving watch collector Robert Padilla. What's up, my friend? 73 MAF. Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, hello to everyone joining us. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Hope everybody's doing well out there.
Absolutely.
Junior Johnson, howdy, sir.
NS, you finally off the conference calls for a couple hours?
Yeah, it's been a really, really bad week for those. A couple of days where I had like 7, 8 hours in a row. It's just when you start eating at your desk and.
I hear you. Hey, Junior Johnson, welcome back.
Hey, Junior.
Watched collector, welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome Underachieving Watch Collector. Good to see you. And thoughts going out to Robert Padilla. Yeah, not good times happening in LA at the moment.
Yeah. Hang in there, Robert. Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same goes to everyone. I guess it's the same for a lot of cities in the U.S. right now. Right?
Yeah, some bad stuff going on there.
Yeah. I just saw a picture of Toronto having protests. Not that I imagine they'll go, anywhere extreme, but I was surprised. Shouldn't be surprised that there was a gathering, but it was a pretty big gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was one yesterday in Montreal too. The biggest concern though was trying to get people to social distance, right?
Yeah.
Funny how all this rioting seems to have cured coronavirus.
Well, I mean, we're going to find out in 3 weeks that it wasn't cured. Right?
Yeah,
exactly. That's
the sun coming out around here was apparently the cure to.
Right. Underachieving watch collector, stay safe there.
Yeah.
Because you're in the heart of it, and also, thoughts out to Neo, who's like 8 blocks from where that thing all happened. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So our thoughts go to him. Hopefully he stays safe.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you guys still in the new watches?
Yeah, I'm still wearing the Aragon.
Nice.
It's cool.
Right on.
I
think Thomas is as well, right?
Yeah, me too. I'm still wearing the Aragon I'm on another watch, to be honest with you, since I got it. I've been really enjoying it. Yeah, it's a really nice watch.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I did get caught up in the watch buying book though, which I'll tell you about later.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Still kind of still waiting for places to open up.
yeah. I just found I just got an email that the Tourneau, which is a big multi-brand dealer near me, is going to be opening up its stores again slowly. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, around here, in Montreal, the only shops that are allowed to open are the ones that have an outside entrance. So no,
Nothing in the mall.
yeah, nothing in the mall. We're still a hot zone. So,
Right.
I mean, at this point, we are the Canadian hot zone, I guess.
Yeah.
So, which is surprising. Everybody expected it to be Toronto, but no, it's us. Yay!
Yeah.
Well, that Cargill here, that was second worst.
Well, I
But,
mean, that had to be like the worst for like
Single up, yeah.
one single place. I mean, what was it, like 900 or something? Or
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
And yeah, there were some sad stories coming out of that one. Like I think there was only one death, luckily.
Yeah,
But like that guy, he stuck around because of a $500 bonus that they were going to give to the guys as danger pay to be there. Like, because he has kids and all that. Like, that was tough to hear that one.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Everything that's going on out there now is crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Logan Hall, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for
Hello, Logan.
tuning in.
Welcome.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see shops and stuff. I wonder when, if any shop is going to get some new stuff, right? Everything that got announced, when that's going to start coming out.
Yeah.
That's kind of the other part of it is is manufacturing back in order?
It's back for very small shops, at least, right? I think the very small watchmakers were able to open up like a while ago, right? Because as long as they kept social distance and stuff, I think like the small independents have been open probably for a month or two. I would say.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think even Rolex was able to turn the robots back on. In a limited amount. So.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, what magically appears out of some sellers' vaults that's for sale once the doors open up. And it'll be interesting to see what, like you said, what new stock starts to trickle in. I would think that maybe by the fall we might see some things come in.
Yep. I know the guy from TikToking, Steve Halleck, said he released a video this week saying that he's been selling like crazy, like more than he's sold in a long, long time. But but his market's different, right?
He's got those ultra high-end boutique brands.
He's, once you're like 50,000 and above, right? I think that's the cheapest stuff he sells, aside from a couple of exceptions. But he said it's going well. I kind of still think that a lot of ADs that sell mid-tier to the beginning of high-end, maybe they haven't like felt all the pain that they're going to feel yet. But we'll see. I think most people are just, at least here, they're all going out to buy summer clothing right now. So nobody's worrying about watches.
Larger sized summer clothing.
Exactly. Yeah, we've all put on some quarantine weight. And if there's humming in the background that you can hear, guys, my apologies. I've got like 4 dehumidifiers and fans running in my basement. I have the door closed, but you may be able to hear it. So my apologies.
No worries.
No worries, blue shirt. Oh, what a shame.
So I guess nobody's thinking about buying watches right now out of the group. Or
I would love to buy a watch. I just can't at the moment.
Yeah.
Well,
Doesn't stop me from window shopping, but I know Thomas, you've been you're on a little bit of a spree there.
yeah, I've been on a spree. I've looked at a few watches. I've been looking at a couple of watches. I put a brand in the private chat for you to call up, Zivo. This one's called Ralph Tech. And
is this the Polish one, Thomas?
No, this is a different one. This is a French brand. In 1996, professional diver Frank Hugh created the brand Ralph Tech, as in technological, relative to professional equipment, and in reference to what is called tech, or for referring to diving equipment, which is deeper than recreational diving and requires specific equipment. In this product range, suits, stabilizer vest, regulator fins, masks, snorkels, technical bags, and various accessories, all designed with reliability and excellence in mind. In the same way, Frank Hugh and his personal experience in hand designing and developed from 2003 onwards the first watch capable of resisting deep sea pressure to accompany Pascal Bernabeu in achieving his world record deep diving using self-contained breathing apparatus, a depth of 330 meters. That watch was the Ralphtech WR1, which stood for World Record 1.
Wow.
First world record. And in 2008, Ralphtech permanently focused on watchmaking and ceased other activities.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Looks like a cool watch.
Have an interesting cushion-like case.
Yeah, I love cushion case.
So if you go to the collections at the top and go to watches, and go to WRX, that one.
WRX.
Yeah, there's one I was particularly eyeing up. If you just scroll down, which was that one, the Black Operator. So this was designed in 2008 and developed with the help of combat swimmers from the French Navy's Commando Hubert division that started using the watch from 2010. So the WRX is the first tool watch created by Ralphtech. It's a hybrid self-winding quartz movement with surgical steel. It's 47.5 millimeters black silicon strap, and it's 1,000 meter water resistant. This one, as you can see, it's 1,900 euros, which is, it's going up there in the budget. But this Black Operator is used by French Special Forces. This one, which I thought was quite interesting.
So what's a self-winding quartz? Is that like?
I'm not sure whether that's like a spring drive type mechanism, like the Grand Seiko. I'm not sure.
That sounds like the older, like in the 80s and 90s, a lot of quartz watches before the solar watches and everything. They had kinetic drive type of watches.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's interesting, though.
That is.
Yeah. I mean, if you need 1,000 meter or water resistance,
right?
But it's cool at that price. I like that it's not much more expensive than their normal one. Do they have like full mechanical watches too, or they're all? Oh no, they do have automatics.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do a nice one if you go up to the back up to the collections. They do a nice one, which was in the Academy, right on the right. They do a lovely one with a California dial. If you scroll down a bit.
Do they say what they use, Thomas? Do they use?
They don't actually say what types of movement. That one in the middle there. They don't actually say what types of movements they use. I don't know whether you could translate that or just says
Hybrid self-winding quartz. That is interesting. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
I don't know how to get to English.
Yeah, they
but
don't
this one's
mention.
this is an automatic movement. They don't actually mention what movements they're using. I've checked on the English site and they don't actually say what movements they're using. But
Yeah, no, they don't say.
I was just browsing and these watches grabbed my interest and look like nice pieces.
Yeah, they look like this one. The Academy looks a lot like more sporty Baltic.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So similar.
Yep.
And they call it the one of them. They call it the Academy Ranger, which is I guess it's kind of like an old Ranger, right? Or field watch. Oh, they're interesting.
Oh, look, that's a California dial. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I quite like it. That's what drew me to it.
Was the California dial?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I'm still keeping my eye on those Baltics. I really like those.
You know, if you really like the Baltics, you have to check Watch Recon because sometimes they go for sale. Somebody will get them and is tired of them, and you get insane deals, especially when they get posted on Reddit. It's just, like $400 or something like that. They're always like brand new.
I'll have to do that. Definitely interesting. I've never heard of these guys, Thomas.
Oh, why is it back in French?
It's nice to see a small like micro brand that isn't selling a Chinese tourbillon.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting really tired of that. It's like Facebook.
Yeah.
There's like 20 new tourbillon like every single day.
And being a fan of the I was quite interested in these ones, these sandblasted PVD coated watches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only issue with those kinds of watches is unfortunately because they're not as common, you often don't get a big secondary market. So you can't just say, you know what, I'll wait until I find one at a quarter of the price used.
True.
Right? It's a big jump.
Yeah. But even on Reddit, you don't see a lot that way.
No, but I wonder, do they have like ADs or they seem to have some?
I think you just have to buy direct from them. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It looks like they're selling direct off the website.
Hey, they have an AD in Coventry.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Right.
There you go.
I thought for a second I couldn't find an AD near you because the choices are France, Europe, aside from France, then America, Asia, and Middle East, and I don't know where the UK fits in there anymore.
Yeah. Post Brexit.
Yeah, you guys need your own category now. So, but no, yeah, there's one. They look like they have like 9 ADs in Europe outside of France. Interesting.
And the chronographs will take your fancy, but they're a bit more expensive, Zippo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going into the €3,000 brackets, so they're getting. So these are diving chronographs, so there are divers as well, so you can take them underwater.
Do they have like locking crowns or?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this one's just straight automatic. So.
Yep. And it says column wheel, so I wonder what movement that is.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh, is that like the movement RTAC?
Yeah, RTA C002. I'm not too sure what that is. You might be able to help us out there, NS.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think it's their,
Probably their own in-house.
well, like their own pretending it's a, yeah, I think that's their Ralph
Their
Tech.
their own code for something.
Hmm.
An ETA maybe. What did it say?
Yeah, that or a Miota. I don't know if Miota has.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Sure.
So going from a rather special ops brand, I mean, I think some of the people behind these were ex-special forces soldiers. Some of the people behind this brand, which is quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But going from a special ops watch to one that copies a special ops watch, which is the old Panerai 1940 Radomir 1940, was the Orgard brand, which is more of a fashion watch, really. But they were doing some really good deals, this brand. It's another French-based company dealing in very accessible fashion style watches based on the design looks like what looks to be the Panerai Radomir 1940. If you just click on the steel cool, for example, that'll take you to a load of their watches. That one in the top left-hand corner, for example. These look to be unisex watches, 38 millimeters with interchangeable straps, are offering a steel or gold look with leather or rubber straps. All of these can be presently purchased for €99, which is up to €79 off if you use the discount code ORGSTAYATHOME. And these use a Miyota 2025 quartz movement. I'll just put that discount code in the chat.
Nice.
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, look at the wrist shots on the website. It's really, really weird to see that shape of watch in 38 millimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still say, I've said this many times, I'll still say this. Panerai, if they came out with like a 39 or 38, the Ready in their normal case, they would sell a lot.
Yeah, they probably would.
What is their smallest size?
Like
Is it 40?
Do they have a 40?
or something? That would be probably a radio mirror, right? 40?
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad. But they don't have many at that size, do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
This brand gives you the option to customize the watch however you want with whatever dial on or whatever strap or whatever color case you want, which is quite good for the price. I mean, €100 for a little beta for summer. Like we were talking about summer watches last week, just a cheap alternative for summer.
Yeah.
A little Panerai homage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a far stretch for me to go for an actual Panerai, so something like this would be optional.
Yeah.
For sure. Come on, gallery. There we go. chicks and what? Oh, there's a good one.
Yeah,
There you
I mean,
go.
they're a unisex brand, so I mean, you could buy one for your good ladies as well.
Yeah, she needs something new. She keeps bugging me for mine.
Yes,
Plus,
so
I could get a Rolex without her complaining, too hard about it.
Well, there you go. You get a date just for you and something for her.
Yeah, then she can. I don't know how small you can make these bracelets. I got to find that out, actually.
yeah, so the next brand, I mean, I was really taken by, and ended up actually purchasing one of these, which is yet to arrive. This is a brand called Radio Watches, and it's started by two industrial designers in Poland. Radio is a new brand this year, so they're a brand new brand for 2020, and they're aiming to deliver originally designed watches connected with big events of modern history, singular events that are not always easy topics to log, but definitely to be remembered. And if you just scroll down on this one, you'll see their watches. And there are several early bird offers. I went for the one in the middle. I missed the $99 one, but I went for the $159. That one, the Radio Dossi.
Interesting.
So this is what they call. Yeah, it's their Chernobyl range. They call this. This is a bold reference to radiation measuring tools. So they're marking Chernobyl.
I hope it doesn't glow.
I hope it does glow.
Yeah, it's like not great, not
Well,
terrible.
the luminous markers actually underline the connection to nuclear energy and radiation. And they say it connects today's design with post-Soviet stylization. So I just love that cage that goes around the watch, that framework that sort of goes around the watch and has these spring bars sort of attached to it. I just thought it was lovely.
I like the 3.6 on the dial. Definitely, that's definitely cool.
Yeah, again, these are unisex watch. They're 40 millimeters. They're 316L PVD coated matte black stainless steel.
Oh.
These have actually got the Chernobyl reactor engraved on the case back, which I
was just reading that.
I thought it was a novel little feature.
As long as it's just the engraving and not,
I can't find it back.
No radiation included. Yeah.
Right. All right. It's got a Miyota quartz movement in it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not bad.
On a brown nylon NATO strap, 50-meter water resistant, and they're only just still available on the early bird offer for $159 instead of $299 for either model, or $299 instead of $598 for the two. So they do this model, which is the Radio Dossi, which is the one I got, which I really like because it's got that sort of feature of the measuring tools on the top, the radiation measuring tools. Or there's the other model, which is more straightforward. If you go back to the main page, the one next to it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the RBMK.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I'd just like to see Orange Hand as a good comment.
So the RBMK is inspired by Industrial Soviet Design School, and again, it's got the same frame going around it, but it's simpler design.
That's great, Orange Hand. Celebrating excellence in engineering, Chernobyl.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate incident, Chernobyl. I mean, very unfortunate.
That's awesome.
Maybe somebody in Pennsylvania should put out a 3 Mile Island watch.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting this watch. I'm
No,
really
it's cool.
excited.
It's
I think
cool
it
looking.
looks great as a beta for the price. I mean, $159.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it looked like a great watch, great little fashion watch for summer.
Yeah, it's very industrial looking with the wire frame around the case with the lugs and everything. It's definitely cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Geiger counter.
Yep.
For sure.
Yes, underachieving watch collector. You might be right about that.
The watch gets glowing reviews. Well-fisted underachieving watch collector. Very cool.
Case back anywhere. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, boy.
That's awesome.
I wonder how long Sasha survived. Not too long, probably.
I don't know if anybody else ever plays video games, but this is a Fallout watch for sure. I love it. Pip-Boy 3000.
The Reactor Collection.
Nice.
Very cool. How did you stumble across these, Thomas?
I got into a friend put me in touch with them, brought them to my attention. They're micro brands that they're investing in. The same person that put us in touch with the Aragon watches.
Gotcha. Okay.
Send me a link to them, and I was taken by them straight away. I just loved that design, so I ended up buying one of them. Yeah, and
nice.
also the next one I put a link to I was taken by straight away. Now, I don't know whether you can play this. If you just scroll up to the top, Zippo, I don't know whether you can play that. Can you play that video?
Not sure. Let's try.
Can you put it on large screen? Just if you just press the tab at the tab, that one. Yeah.
I don't know.
Just press play in the left corner now.
This
there we go.
is the Jaya Sea Cleaner, the first sports watch made from plastic waste recovered from the ocean. A sustainable and eco-friendly watch without losing out on style and comfort. We started 3 years ago in the Dutch coastal city of The Hague when we first learned about the enormous threat of ocean plastic pollution. Our ocean is the heart of where we live. It produces over half of the world's oxygen. It regulates our climate and is home to some of the most awe-inspiring life. This pollution is a yearly 9 million ton problem. All kinds of plastic are found in the world's oceans, but fishing nets are one of the biggest concerns. Take, for example, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a floating island the size of France, Germany, and Spain combined. 46% of that plastic comes from fishing nets, and these so-called ghost fishing nets are a huge problem all over the world. Our aim is to contribute to cleaning the oceans and raising awareness. Our contribution as watch lovers, a watch made out of recycled ocean plastic. Countless challenging moments later, we present to you a symbol of change. The key is the material, made in cooperation with DSM, a leading Dutch chemical and biotech concern. The material comes from local fishermen who collect the ghost fishing nets from the sea and deliver it to our recycler. For this, they receive a fee. The nets are then cleaned and made into pellets. Those pellets are used in a mold for the case. Let's take a closer look at the rest. A high-quality stainless steel case back for comfortable wear and protection. A nylon strap made from the same pellets as the case, spun into a yarn. Best glass in the business. A high-quality, anti-reflective, scratch-proof sapphire glass. Water-resistant up to 100 meters. That means you can wear it in water free of care. All this powered by a high-quality Japanese solar movement. 3 hours of light and you're good for 6 months without recharging. In addition to backing local beach cleanups, we will also support the ocean cleanup to support their mission in the ocean, but also their work in our rivers with the new interceptor. Our aim is to help solve the ocean plastics problem by raising awareness, stopping the flow of plastics into the oceans and taking it out. And for this, we need you. You can now pre-order our sea cleaner and help Jaya create the community that pledges itself to cleaning the oceans and keeping them clean, one watch at a time.
Cool.
Well, that is very cool.
Yeah, so as you saw by that, this is a Kickstarter watch project to make watches from recycled fishing nets that are retrieved as waste from the oceans. And as it's a Kickstarter project, there are options to donate. So yeah, that's it, a 3D printed version of the prototype there. And as you scroll down, there's different versions of that's a prototype they made with 3D printing.
It looks like the right now the estimated delivery date for the first ones is September. So
yeah, that's right. So it's a Kickstarter project that has different options. That's them cleaning the nets before they go to make them. So there's different options. It was 189 euros or more for the super early bird, which I went for, where you receive one of the first watches. You get to pick the strap of your choice. You have the option to pay an extra 20 euros to get an extra black striped recycled naked toe strap. And there were 19 left on that. So, you could contribute 199 euros or more for the early bird, which there are 295 left. There are only 19 left of the option I went for. Then there are 229 euros for the late bird, or 289 euros for the actual watch without any early bird offers. But I was really taken by this and went for it straight away because I loved it. It was, I mean, it's as it says, it's a solar powered movement where they say that 30 minutes, I think, charges it for 6 months. 30 minutes of solar charging.
yeah, that must be that's probably one of those citizen movements.
That's
right?
what I thought, NS. Yeah, I thought it could be a citizen movement because citizens do the eco drive, don't they? And the a lot of solar power movements.
Citizen or whatever. They also have a couple of subsidiaries that manufacture the movements, right? They have one for mechanical, but I think they have one for quartz too. But yeah, it's probably one of theirs. It's pretty cool. It's a new thing, right? A lot of people are starting to try to incorporate recycling. The new Chapek Antarctic, their new sports watch, the gold micro rotor is made from recycled gold.
Right.
So Thomas, you did the 189 pounds?
Yeah, 189 euros. Yes, that's what I went for. Yeah, euros. And this, as NS said, this is due in September, I think. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, so how many watches have you bought this week, Thomas?
Just the two: the Radio one, the Polish one, Chernobyl, and the this sea cleaner.
Yep, that's nice. Yeah, it's a cool watch, right? It's different than all those millions of Seiko SKX clones.
Right.
So that's
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's actually cool.
Something different for the watch, making a change as well, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
It's like an affordable mini ocean commitment, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to pay $40,000 to do something and get a watch. Yeah, it's nice.
I love the handset as well. It's like the Baby Flow Prof I've got, but green. You know, it's that plongeur handset.
Yep.
I had a great solar diver, and I'm regret getting rid of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was awesome.
Yeah, they're cool watches. The Citizen Solars are.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you never have to worry about it. Orange Hand says that Breitling uses recycled plastic for their new NATO straps as well.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah, I have to imagine this is much more of a charity than Rolex is.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, well, Rolex is a charity in name only, pretty much.
Yeah, it's weird how much they've convinced people that they're a charity, or at least some people have convinced themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's it's pretty.
I like
cool.
the blue. I like the blue strap. That's cool.
Yeah, they're doing with blue strap and blue hands as well.
It's got to be light as a watch, right?
Yeah, very much.
I would imagine. Yes, definitely.
It's too bad it's available by September, because that would be a great summer watch. Not that any of us are going to do much this summer, but
right.
Yeah, but again, like you say, it'll be a great watch to wear with a t-shirt and just not worry about, be a beater, you know, get wet and dirty and not worry about it. It's just another great beater to add to the collection.
It's
good choice.
Yeah, and I like those. I gotta say, I know that's not high horology. It's not like whatever, but I like those Kickstarter projects that are priced at what they're worth. Right? There's so many like watches out there that aren't even probably as good as this, and they're all going for like $1,000 or $900 or
right.
I've just put it in the chat. Junie Johnson said he might check it out, so I've just put the name of it in the chat for him. Yeah, and on the topic of NATO straps, I was checking out straps as well, seeing that I've got this new Aragon watch that me and the blue shirt got. I've been checking out NATO, so the next link was just a strap company that there's lots and lots of straps, which I got a bit in depth with, a bit carried away with looking at.
Cool.
They have cool rubber straps.
Lots of different straps. It's an Australian watch strap supplier that I stumbled across, and they have a sale on if you spend $50 Australian, you save 30%, making it around $35. But then again, you have to spend $15 for worldwide shipping, which bumps it back up. It's an amazing array of straps, from quick release alligator and leather to rubber and Milanese. Seatbelt NATOs, Marine National, which are the French Navy straps, which are parachute style, Perlon straps, which are the braided material type that you don't have holes for the buckle, you just slide the buckle through a hole in the material. Also Apple Watch ceramic bracelets, and also spring bar adapters for Apple Watches, so you can put a NATO on it. Regimental NATO straps as well, if you want to sport the colours of a particular regiment, and
wow,
all sorts of different things.
This is cool.
Strap widths of NATO's ranging from 14mm to 24mm, so got all watches covered. I mean,
Wow, this is interesting. If you get 3 or more, do you get a combo meal deal?
Well, as I say, there's a discount code on the top, so
30% off $50. Not bad.
yeah.
I was giving somebody shit on Facebook. They were complaining that cheapest NATO straps was taking too long to ship. Told them to stop being a crybaby. Cheapest is in the name, so
right.
No reason to complain.
Well, everything's taking a long time to ship these days. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. Strapify, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
These quick release, I want to get some of those.
Yeah, they look good, don't they? With a little pin that you pull on the underside.
Yeah, they're so handy. Yeah, I had that one. I had that little Seiko 5. What else are we looking at?
Very interesting, Thomas.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd be curious to try one of those Marine Nationale straps.
Yeah, they're the type that come with the Tudor Black Bay Bronze, the parachute.
They have some stretch in them.
I'm not too sure, but
yeah, they should. I'm pretty sure. If these are like Erica's Originals,
Mm-hmm.
is that the name of it?
Yep.
Yeah, those. Like that. And then there's another guy who makes these, and the buckle can open a bottle. It's pretty handy.
That is. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I'd like to try one of those for sure. I don't like the I don't like NATO's. I don't like all that extra bulk, and the hardware placement really feels off.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge NATO guy, but I do sometimes on sun watches. I like them.
Yeah, my only problem with NATO's is that if you have a exhibition case back, you don't get to see the movement anymore.
Yeah.
But,
And it does add a little bit of height, depending on the thickness of the material.
Yeah, especially I was once looking at leather NATO's. I thought they looked cool, but then it's so thick by the time you're done. It's
right.
Yeah, true.
It's like you're wearing a it turns every watch into like a James Cameron Rolex or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a leather NATO can really add a good 5 millimeters onto the watch, can't it?
Yeah.
And leather NATO is probably not good for the spring bars either. Probably puts way too much stress on them.
True, a little pressure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know the ones that I've made out of some, it's been a leather that I could, justify using. And, you got to take the spring bars off and, crease the leather first with it before you even try to get it in there. Just huge pain in the ass.
No, it sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it was completely pointless. It looks great. If it was just a bracelet, fine, but...
Mm-hmm.
Not a good watch strap.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations, Junior Johnson. He just got a Seagull 1963. That's a great little chronograph.
Oh, cool. Congrats, Junior.
Yep. It's a really cool little watch.
Yeah, nice. Classic little chronograph, that.
Take a quick look at that if it's all good.
Yeah, sure.
NS, did you put the rubber strap on your Pioneer?
On the Pioneer, yeah. I'm thinking about maybe putting the rubber on the Pelagos as well.
Nice. Yeah, you said you mentioned that you haven't worn that a lot, so maybe putting that on a rubber.
Yeah, might make me wear it more. I mean, the Pelagos' bracelet, what I like about it, it's so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's light and it's got the very adjustable clasp, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a bracelet type of guy, I guess. So I should
Oh,
try. Yeah.
I love the bracelet on your Pioneer. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, but in the I liked it. I wore it all winter with that, but for the summer, I really like rubber, and I like lighter
Yeah.
watches in the summer too.
Yeah, true.
I'm I'm not crazy about full stainless steel bracelets. To be perfectly honest, it's
Okay.
I know some people like heft, but that's I'm not crazy about that. But I like that in the winter though. I don't mind. But in the summer, it gets a little bit annoying for me.
Yeah, it's a nice chronograph, that, isn't it? The Seagull.
Yep.
Yeah, these are very cool.
Lovely compact style.
Now, this was, if I'm not mistaken, this was the Chinese bought the license of this Venus movement and then started producing it on their own.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there was Venus. They sold that, and then they used the proceeds to get tooling and design the next movement that they had, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Um, so it's an interesting watch. It's kind of the most interesting part of it is how important for the militaries they used to be, right, at that time, to make a chronograph that probably wasn't that accurate, but that was still better than
Right.
counting down in your head. So, yeah.
Hey, Chip Gauge, welcome.
Yeah, welcome,
Hey,
Chip
Chip.
Gauge. No worries about being late, my friend. You can always catch up later.
Dallas got it too, eh? Shouldn't be surprised, I guess.
Sorry to hear that, Chip. So, congrats, Junior. That's it's a cool little watch.
Very.
Yep.
Yeah, lovely little watch.
Are they hard to track down? Like, can you buy them brand new and all that?
Yeah, they're quite easy to track down, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Neo got one, didn't he? I
Yeah.
remember.
And they come in 38 and 42, and there are ones with Hesselite, and there are ones with Sapphire, and
Oh, really? I didn't realize they came in such many configurations.
yeah.
And you can get them from sellers on AliExpress and places like that.
Right, and I think the original manufacturer has a site on AliExpress too. So now you're not. Those obviously aren't heat treated blued hands, but hey, they still look cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And the fact that it's got an open case back like that, you can see the movement.
Right,
That's
and that
great,
movement is
lovely.
Is a kick-ass looking movement.
Yeah.
Lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
And for $300-400, and you get to watch the movement. Yeah. Oh, there's it next to a Speedy.
Yeah, it's a decent size.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison with a Speedy because it's a comparable movement. I mean, architecture-wise, right? I'm not talking about quality, obviously.
Gives you an idea of the size, doesn't it?
No tachometer on it.
Nope.
Not that a tachometer is all that useful in real life.
Yeah.
Do these watches have a history of being issued to Chinese forces at all? These Seagulls?
I think they were designed for the Chinese Air Force.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
sure that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Oh, Wish, sweet.
As a matter of fact, the one of the watches Baltic makes, which is a bicompax, uses the same Seagull 1963 movement.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
$190 on eBay. That's pretty decent.
How can you go wrong?
No, can't.
So NS, you still keeping your eye on the Duomet prices?
Yeah, I am.
They've come down a little bit.
Yeah, they've come down. I think they've come down 3 times since let's say February or March. They've come down about 3 times. Yeah, I'm still. It won't happen until the end of the year.
Such an
even-
amazing
yeah.
watch.
And even then, I don't know. Every time I start thinking, okay, like I should start looking at prices, I should start taking this seriously. I look at the watches I have and I'm like, do I want like another one? I don't know. Maybe it's just the times we're in right now. That's not. Maybe I'm not in the mood or something. But
It's a very justified reason right now to. It's hard to think about fancy luxury stuff that we already have when
it is.
The world is in chaos.
Yeah.
But then maybe you let something go that you're not so crazy about anymore.
Yeah, that's. But you see, that's the problem with me because I buy only stuff that I really like.
Yeah, you buy to keep.
Yeah, I want to keep the watches I have. So I see. But it's
why not? Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
Look, to me, even if it becomes like a long-term project, right? If it takes like a year and a half or something, that's fine. So I might just, wait a little bit more. And hey, Geezer.
Hey, Geezer.
Just say hi to Geezer and hi to Megan Arthur. She's saying the best place to get the Seagull is online at the actual Seagull store.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Megan. Nice to see you.
Oh, I'm waiting. Nobody. Megan and Geezer, I hope you're well. I am nose deep in resizing my bracelet here.
Nice. But NS, just flipping that Duometra over and looking at that movement, that is just, it's incredible.
Yeah, something else, isn't it?
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's definitely part of the attraction. They're definitely cool, and I like that it's like relatively affordable for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. For what it is, it's not a hysterical price.
Yeah.
Hey, WV David R, how are you?
Hi, David. You well?
Yeah, that's some true high horology in that watch. It's an amazing piece.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing really like it anywhere else. It's a unique watch.
Yeah. But then, after that last stream when we talked about brown color watches, I spent like the entire week looking at that gold 1931 tribute Reverso with the chocolate dial.
Yes, yes.
It's like, I literally spent a week looking at that.
Salivating over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reverso would go very nicely in your collection as well, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, these streams aren't good for your pocket, are they?
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Blimey. Twin barrels.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing about that. Once you get to the Geometria and Hybris Mechanica range in GLC, it's like a totally different ball game, right? I think
Right.
yeah, obviously this is not like the Westminster, right? It's quite a few notches below that,
Mm-hmm.
but you start entering into like the really exceptional horology type of watches. But
Agreed.
yeah, they're very, very cool. And what's cool about this one is that it's a chronograph, so it's not a complication that you have to spend like a couple of days setting and all that. So
Yeah, and what I love is that it's a chronograph, but with a large running second hand.
yep, that's also very very cool. It's a chronograph. It's got like a foudroyant, right? Like a split second.
Yes.
It's just really, really.
I don't know
really
which
cool
one.
watch.
I don't know which one I like better, the white, the cream dial, or the black dial.
I like the black dial, and I think the whole point of the black dial was that it was like like one of the first ones, right? Like the special edition.
Mm-hmm.
But I like all of them, and I would much rather have a white gold version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like gold too much, but I think like the rose gold looks nice. Even the yellow gold, I'd be okay with it.
The only one I don't like is the skeletonized ones. I like the solid dials.
Yeah, the skeletonized ones are a little bit weird at the bottom. They didn't get a crazy great reception, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's on the screen right now is cool too. The Quantième Lunaire one, the moon phase one.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool, but again, it's a complication you have to set. So
right,
maybe not what I'm looking at, but
that's beautiful. I mean that right there is just
It is, isn't it?
flat out beautiful,
stunning.
Yeah.
I mean,
I find it a bit.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I find it a bit discombobulating with all the dials because I don't know what they're all saying. To be honest,
it's a lot of hands on that watch. A lot of hands.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. You'd have to explain to me, what all the dials are. I mean, I take it the left one is the time.
Yeah, the chrono one is easy. The left is the time. The right one is your chronograph, the minutes and hours, and the bottom one is the 1/6 of a second.
Ah, right. Yes.
And
Foudroyant.
yeah, and then like on this one, right? Everything that's gold hands relates to the time, and everything that's blued hands relates to the chronograph, including
the two regulator hands. Are they power reserves?
Yeah, those are power reserves because you have two barrels and they function independently, so you have to wind both, but you wind it with the same crown by going one direction or the other.
It's just so amazing. You have one separate barrel for the timekeeping and one separate one for the chronograph. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Did you say you wind them just going opposite directions?
Yeah, going opposite directions. And Tim Mosso made videos about that where if you want to wind it quickly, you just like twist the crown back and forth, and it's enough to wind it. And what's really cool is the way that watch is engineered, right? Instead of having two barrels to have more of a power reserve and let's say have constant torque or try to have constant torque, what they do is it's really two independent mechanisms, but then meet at the middle at the regulator. So it's not like a differential or anything like that with two escapements. It's one escapement. But because you have one barrel that powers the time, one barrel that powers the chronograph, you still get torque that's a lot more constant, because when you engage the chronograph, you're not putting strain on the entire movement, right? And requiring more power, more torque. So it's a very very cool way of doing it.
Yeah.
What engineering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's probably improving the accuracy of the timekeeping at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely would, right?
Yeah.
If you're using the chronograph a lot, you're not causing a constant change on the torque.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're
Wow.
really cool watches. And since I probably won't be able to afford the Moser MBNF collaboration that's coming out in a couple of days. I'll probably
Really?
have to,
Wow. What's that?
Oh, they well, if you follow them on social media like Instagram or other social media, I guess, they for their sport watch, they had, for the Streamliner, they did a collaboration with Agent, right, for the Agent Graph, the chronograph.
Okay.
And they had hinted at the fact that they want to start doing more collaborations with independents.
Mm-hmm.
And on June 3rd, they're coming out with two watches are going to come out. One is going to be an MB&F, and one is going to be an H Moser. The H Moser is going to be a collaboration with MB&F, and it's going to use Moser or Precision Engineering's new cylindrical hairspring.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And MB&F, their version of the watch is going to use H. Moser's double hairspring system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be really, really cool. And the teaser that you see sort of hints at a legacy machine like that, because you see the double hairspring.
Is that the second from the left? Sorry, the Hortulants on the screen at the moment.
No, but that's a Outlast, but that's not the collaboration. You know what?
Right.
I'll find the Instagram post and I'll post it in the private chat.
Awesome. That sounds very interesting, but it also sounds extremely expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yes, pretty sure it will be extremely expensive. But
and then have they hinted at how many pieces they're making?
I don't think they have, but
2.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty good at making quite a few pieces usually. But yeah, it's.
Imagine that though, Moser and Max Buser collaboration. Wow.
Well, what's interesting is that MB&F has been using Precision Engineering's hairsprings for a
really?
while, right? So they've already kind of collaborated. Yeah, so you're going to see 3 pictures there, so you can, but play that video first. You'll see that's the Moser watch that's going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that's like a cylindrical hairspring.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like in a tourbillon. And then if you click the little arrow, you're going to see the picture of the 2 guys. But then the third picture, it's going to be a video that's the MB&F version of whatever watch they're coming out. And you see that's with the dual airspring, right?
Right.
Wow. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this is coming out in a couple of days?
Yeah, it's supposed to be announced June 3rd. So we'll see what that is.
Useful.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but that's going to be terribly unaffordable. So
you guys are on Instagram. Look up this guy. He takes amazing pictures. Don Rogan. Yeah.
What do you think the estimated price would be for that NNS?
It's hard to say, but I would assume that since it looks like it's a tourbillon, right? The Moser would probably be at least $50K, I would think, US, right, or maybe more. And I don't know, is there an MBNF under 75 or $100,000
Yeah,
new?
I was going to say not under 100K.
Yeah. So. Mhm. And Megan, I would kind of agree with you about the Moser Streamliner being at least one of the watches of 2020 for sure so far.
Yeah, she's saying that the bracelet on it beats the AP bracelet.
Well, what I like about
she says nearly beats the AP bracelet.
What I like about the Moser Streamliner is that I mean, it is a cushion case, and some people find the bracelet looks like older bracelets like Ebel or whatever. But I do find that it's one of the few sports watches of that level that have come out recently where it really tries to be original. I think a lot of watches are kind of derivative of other stuff out there. So
Right.
All right. Sorry, just cruising Instagram there. Yeah, let's look at the Moser Streamliner then. Unless we want to jump to anything else.
yeah, Megan. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. I was going off mostly of what the like the Heritage Tourbillon or the normal Tourbillon usually are. But yeah, you're probably right. 75, 80. What's going to be interesting is that usually with those retail prices, you can always get a good discount for a Moser brand new, even if it's this kind of hot model. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to discount those a lot or not. But yeah, interesting watches.
Did they did they sell all of the Streamliners that they made?
I haven't heard about that. I doubt it.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Because they're doing 100 pieces, right? That's a lot for
at 40K.
Just amazing, that, isn't it?
That's a cool watch.
Yeah, it's funny because it got a really bad reception from like half of the community, I find, and half of the community really liked it. And what was very interesting is that you got a lot of bad reactions from people that usually were kind of into Moser, maybe not the super fans, right? I think most super fans loved it. But I really think it brought more people to the brand. So it's a good move on their part.
Yeah, that bracelet is cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snake belly.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for a good bracelet.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where they take the collection, right? Do they, after the limited edition, are they going to still keep making the chronograph, or
do they go to a simple three-hander?
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to go for something simple too, or to me it would make sense to put their perpetual calendar in that. Maybe do a three-hander, but given that they've invested quite a bit in having that chrono, it would be cool if they kept doing the chrono, but maybe do like a different dial, right, to differentiate it from this, the limited run.
That would look killer with that funky blue dial.
Yep.
On the chronograph.
Like NS has on his Pioneer. Yeah.
Or even the lighter funky blue that they have in the PVD coated one, where it's not as dark at the edges. That one would look good too.
I quite like this sort of grey brown dial they've got on the Streamliner at the present, though.
Yep.
It's really, really nice sort of fume style that they've got as it is, I think. I mean, that picture's great.
Yeah. They're really even then, right? You look at that and you say $40,000 when it came out. People said that's very expensive, but I think for that level of small, it's a small boutique independent watchmaker.
I believe I'd much rather have that than and I love Longa, but I'd rather have that than the Odysseus. Hands down.
It's definitely it's definitely a different watch. I hate putting down any kind of watch. There are a few that I don't like, but I like the Odysseus as well. But to me, this is that's like a level above. It's a very very complicated chronograph. It's not like your standard small like a simple three-hander with a date or something like that. I think it's a really cool watch. And Geezer, yeah, I think a lot of people would love to have 5 identical Paddocks. I think the trick is to have 5 and not own any of the 5. That way you don't have buyer's remorse. And, when you pretend to get rid of them, you don't actually lose money on them.
Not responsible for selling them yourself anymore.
Yes, so even at double the price, I'd rather have the Moser than the 5 identical Pateks.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We joke a lot, but like a Calatrava is actually a very nice watch.
Yeah, it's a beautiful watch.
Yeah,
classic.
But,
classic.
I would definitely not own 5.
And the 5110 is a beautiful watch as well.
Yeah.
The 5196 though is an absolute classic. With
that is a classic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful watch.
One of my favorite Calatrava now is obviously the weekly calendar, right? I think that probably has become everybody's favorite Calatrava. But the other one I really liked was always the sector dial one. Always thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Well, yeah, June 3rd, guys. Look at Moser's site and MBNF site and all the usual outlets. I think something pretty cool is going to come out. So.
There's not much else news, is there?
Well, there was the big push for Watches and Wonders, right? But that's now like 3-4 weeks ago, right? So,
yeah,
no, not much. Although that's usually how it works, right? By now, everything would have been released, and
correct.
People would be all getting on the wait list for the same watch.
Well, Breitling has been releasing some things.
Yep. Yeah, Breitling is they're doing okay. They're releasing better stuff than what they used to, I find.
Well, especially since they stopped slapping the name Navitimer on everything.
Yep.
That was a disaster.
I still think that the latest one that they have, like the military, like the Type 20 style thing, it's okay. But the more I look at it, the more I think, why would anybody simply not buy a
right? I mean,
Type 20?
It's nice, and I agree with you completely. But if I want a Type 20 type watch, I'll just go out and buy a Type 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
I almost find like the other, whatever was called, the classic Navitimer that they released first, that was a good move. But I don't know about the Type 20. I don't know if it's a good move because a lot of people are going to keep comparing it to the real thing.
Oh, Paddocks.
Paddock.
That's it. Paddock on the brain after a while.
Just how many months ago were we sick and tired of hearing about Rolex?
Yeah.
Out of a very specific mouth.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, they make really nice watches. It's, it's like Rolex. Rolex makes really nice watches too. I think it's just the crazy, weird fandom around the watches that's a bit much, right? Otherwise, they make cool watches. Every brand makes watches I like, watches I don't like. It's,
There's definitely some far out there fanboys to each of these brands like Rolex and Patek and Grand Seiko.
Yeah.
I mean, some people. I mean, I love my Rolexes, but they are what they are. They're well built, nicely made tool watches. That's what they are. They're not some super super high end.
I've got to say, I am a fan of the 5212. Like Chip Gage has got the that one that's on the top zipper.
Oh, the weekly calendar.
Looking from right, yeah.
I mean, are those the three brands that attract the weirdest?
I think so.
Followings, right?
Grand Seiko, Rolex, and Patek.
Yeah. AP less, right? I find.
Yes. Yeah, much less so. At least vocal and just like some to the point of being psychotic sometimes. Like they won't. It's black or white. I mean, that's it. Their stuff is great. Everything else is garbage.
Yeah, this watch is really, really.
It's cool. It's cool with the font. With the handwritten font. It's just it's cool. It's different, and it's a steel Calatrava. So
yeah, beautiful. Chip Gage, you're so lucky to have this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, Chip. Congrats.
Yeah.
Chip Gage is speculating on what an AC3 special edition Patek would be. I think it would have to be Chip. I think it would have to be a waterproof and shockproof model for when you're roughing it, living in a cardboard box.
Yes. Definitely horns at 10 and 2.
Yeah,
for
crown
sure.
guards, and definitely with a very, very, very like cartoonishly large strap, right? Very long for.
Correct.
Shall we take a sidestep from a Patek into Smoke Eater's collection?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Are you ready for that, Zippo? You got the photos ready?
Buried somewhere down here.
Buried somewhere.
I agree with you, Geezer. It really is one of the great releases.
Yeah. I agree, Geezer. It's different. That's what makes it exciting. It's different from anything else.
Wouldn't actually work. Damn straight. Okay, we're gonna go to warp speed here, I think.
Warp speed factor 5.
Well, is this what does it? No, it doesn't do that. Shoot.
Yeah, that's the one. We can see them.
Okay.
So, one of our viewers, Smoke Eater, sent us a few pictures. Well, pictures of his collection.
Mm-hmm.
You may have seen some of the pictures on the title screens of the previous streams that we've done.
Been using them for the last.
Yeah. Including today's stream.
Today's stream. Yeah, we saw his bluesy.
Trying to bait him onto the show.
So, if you want to take us through all the photos, Hippo, if you want to just scroll through the photos, we've got a Rolex Submariner ceramic here, and we got a Hulk. Got a couple of pictures of the Hulk. We've got the
The
sub collection.
Bluesy.
We've got the Bluesy, the Hulk, and the ceramic sub. Here we have a Vacheron Overseas 49150, second generation, and a Royal Oak 15500 ST, which is to 2019 model. Royal Oak. We have a JLC Master Ultra Thin Date with the 899 movements.
Very nice.
We've got a Rolex Z Blue Milgauss.
A watch you're familiar with.
Yeah, one that I have. You know, my favorite dial. The Rolex Sky Dweller with the white dial. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Date
We've
just.
got a two-tone date just.
The Bluesy.
Bluesy. You love the Bluesy, don't you, blue shirt? That's one
I
of your
do.
favorites.
I do.
We've got a collection shot here.
There we go. Okay. I don't know
Hulk
what
again.
this is going to end.
This is the watch roll with the Vacheron Overseas, his Royal Oak, and the Sky Dweller in.
And I think that's one of my old ones.
And that's one of Zippo's old ones. So he also has a Omega Planet Ocean 600 XL.
Mm-hmm.
And
a Seiko Presage he has.
A Seiko Presage is his beta, everyday beta. That's what he uses.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a selection here. Quite a
lovely watches.
Yeah.
Lovely watches.
Back to the beginning, and
I especially like the JLC Master Ultra Thin. I had one. I had the small seconds. His is the date. I loved it. Very elegant, thin. Great watch. Great watch. I miss it.
Yeah,
it's a lovely
really
watch.
Nice, really nice watch. Nice to see a dress watch in that collection. Very nice.
Yeah, so Smoky was telling us sports is his preference, as he only wears a suit for meetings, which is very rarely, and then on which occasion he wears his AP Royal Oak. And he was also saying that he loves Rolex, as he says they are bulletproof, and his Omega Planet Ocean is the same. So,
these two watches are beautiful. Love
gorgeous,
love the VC Overseas chronograph. And what can you say about the Royal Oak? It's iconic.
I think
beautiful.
I think the VC has to be my watch of choice of the lot, my pick of the bunch. To be honest with you, it took my eyes straight away. It took my eyes straight away. I mean, I just love it. It's with the date of the 12 o'clock and the. It just there's something about it that I've tried the Overseas myself, and the bracelet has got to be the comfiest bracelet I've tried. It's just gorgeous. And again, this picture with the Royal Oak is what a watch. I mean, the bracelet again makes the watch is just
it does
just a stunning watch. I was watching Tim Mosso's reviews on both of these watches today, and he was saying what great watches they were, and that the Royal Oak had the new movement in it. This one, the 15500 ST.
What a 1-2 combo that the picture is right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Vacheron would definitely be my pick as well of the sportier watches in this collection. I like this version of the chronograph with the big date. The second generation. I really like the second and third generation for the Vacheron. Not that I think the first generation is bad or anything, but I do think the bracelet on the first generation is kind of aged not so well. The bracelet, but I like this one. This one's cool.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, NS. The bracelet on the second and the third generation is Amazing.
This bracelet on the second generation is a screwed-in bracelet, so it doesn't have the quick release that the third generation does.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it's slightly different.
Yeah, and Chip, I was going to say the same as Geezer is saying. For the third generation, really has the potential of being a one and done type of watch because of the quick release system and the fact that you get a leather strap, the bracelet, and
the rubber strap.
Yeah.
And a deployant.
Yes, and the deployant. So I like if I had a third generation, I'd probably wear it always on the leather and the rubber. They're really, really cool watches.
So I mean, he's got 4 divers, and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Bluesy could almost be put in the same category as the two-tone Datejust, because it has that bling factor and could be sort of used as a dressier piece, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the Seiko Presage and the Milgauss and the JLC Master Ultra Thin and the Royal Oak could all be considered smarter, dressier type watches. And I feel that leaves the Vacheron as one heck of a chronograph, and the Sky Dweller is a great calendar complication watch.
Yeah.
I thought some may think that he needs a Patek to complete his holy trinity, and I was thinking, maybe an Aquanaut would suit the collection to the ground, but it's an amazing collection that he has, and he's got all areas covered.
Yeah, I agree with you, Thomas. An Aquanaut would be good, although it's another diver, and he's already got a lot of divers.
Yeah, but he was saying he prefers sportier pieces. So for his sort of theme that he's going with for this collection, I mean, until he out of the watches that he has, I was thinking, how about 3 combination? I was thinking maybe an Aquanaut until he gets into dress watches, sort of thing.
Yeah, or try to see, and one thing that he could look at, and this is just my suggestion, right? I don't think anybody should do what I tell them to do. Maybe look at, there's so many independent sports watches nowadays. Might be an interesting thing to go for, right? Like either like a Streamliner or that new
yes,
the new Chapek that just came out, or and any one of the many independent sports watches that you can get these days. That might be a great choice. Or an independent dress watch, even if he wants to add a dress watch. But look, I think you get to a point though where collection, maybe you don't need to take your collection anywhere, right?
True.
Yeah.
It's already a pretty great collection.
He's got the watch roll now. Out of the watches that he had, I was thinking how many different 3-watch combinations could Smokey to fit into that watch roll. And I toyed with the idea and came up with a few suggestions. And I thought maybe the first suggestion could be the diver stroke dress stroke chrono classic roll, which was the Subdate, the JLC Ultra Thin, and the Vacheron chrono. So that would be his Subdate for the diver and the JLC Ultra Thin for the dress watch. And the Vacheron chrono as his sort of like chrono watch. Then I thought of the beta watch roll, which would be his beta roll, which would be the Seiko Presage for his work watch, the Planet Ocean for his sort of, beta watch, and then the two-tone Datejust for his dressier watch. Then I thought, of course, you can't have a watch roll if you've got 3 subs without having a sub roll. So that would be the Subdate, the Hulk, and the Bluesy. So you could have a Tull dedicated sub roll. Then I thought maybe there'd be the Rolex all-rounder roll, which could be the Hulk for its everyday wear. The Milgauss for work and the Sky Dweller for going out, maybe. Then I thought maybe the what I call the bossing it roll, which is his major pieces, which are the Royal Oak, the Vacheron Chrono, and the Sky Dweller, which is the one you see on screen there, which is just his top tier pieces. You know, it's sort of like, you know,
Yeah,
all
those
bases covered, chrono and
yeah,
smartwatch, and
those would definitely be great combinations. I don't know if I had to choose three. Not sure what I'd choose, but there would definitely be the Vacheron in there. So
another one was the sort of like the holiday roll, you know, which was the Planet Ocean, the Milgas, and the Vacheron Chrono. So the Planet Ocean for all everyday sort of wear in the pool, you know, in the sea, and the Milgas for daily wear, and the Vacheron Chrono for evening sort of going out. And then another one was the businessman's roll, which was the bluesy for showing off with the businessmen, the Sky Dweller for even more showing off with the businessmen, and the Royal Oak for the meetings. I just thought the collection looks great, you know, and I don't know whether Smokey is looking to add to his collection, but as I say, I could see an Aquanaut in there to continue the sports theme and complete his Holy Trinity before he matures into dress watches. But I'd be very, 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 very interested to see this collection in 20 years' time. You know, is there going to be more dress watches in it? You know, Neo said that his 3-piece choice would be the Vacheron Chrono, the Bluesy, and the Z Blue Milgauss. I know that you previously said that you love the Royal Oak, the Sky Dweller, and the Bluesy.
Yeah. It's a toss up between the definitely the Sky Dweller and the Bluesy, but between the Royal Oak and the VC Chrono, that's a tough call. I might have to go to a 4-piece Hunger Buster. Beautiful watches.
Yeah, what a setup. I mean, some lovely dial combinations, some lovely different complication functions, and some different, all bases covered, really.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what order he got them in. You know, just to...
Yeah, that's interesting.
Just to understand the road he traveled to get to where he did.
Yeah, that's very very interesting. Yeah, it's always nice to see the journey, right, as part of a collection.
I think he actually said that the order he got them in was the Omega Planet Ocean first, then the Rolex Submariner Ceramic, then the Rolex Submariner Bluesy, then a two-tone Datejust Rolex, then the JLC Master Ultra Thin Date he got, then the Rolex Z Blue Milgauss, then the Hulk Submariner, then the Vacheron Chrono, then the Royal Oak, and then the Sky Dweller, and then the Seiko Passages is every day.
Interesting. And Megan is making a good suggestion. He could get a Girard Perregaux Laureato. That would fit his collection well. Very nice watches.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
As far as, you know, in my opinion, that's it.
Yeah, look, if you like sports watches, I think that's definitely a nice collection, and you know, not necessarily falling into the trap of getting what everybody's getting, right?
What everybody tells you to get.
Yeah. So, that's a nice collection.
What 3D would you go for, Zippo? What do you like out of the bunch?
Oh, I honestly don't even know.
Come on. You're the watch guru of gurus.
Pontiff's Pontiff.
Yeah, and all that.
The Vacheron, I don't know.
You've
I'm
got to
not-
have a chronograph. You're a chronograph man, so you'd have to have the Vacheron chronograph, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So in a black dial.
Oh no, in a black dial. We're talking about what's on offer. So the white dial Vacheron chronograph.
Okay, well that's tops then, for sure.
So you like black dials as well, then, do you?
I do, yeah. I very much do.
So it'd have to be something with a black dial. Maybe the Amiga, the Submariner, the two-tone Datejust, the Royal Oak, the
The Royal Oak, I don't think I would be into. The JLC, yes, that's in there for sure.
yeah, okay then. So we've got the Vacheron Chrono and the Royal Oak.
Yeah. See, and I'm
No,
contradicting.
the Vacheron Chrono and the JLC.
Yeah. Then maybe just the ceramic sub.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. Nice
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
Round collection.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it great. Everybody loves something different.
Mm.
Now, I'm not a big sub fan. The only sub that I absolutely love is the Bluesy. The rest of them, I'm not a Hulk, not a date, no date. They really don't do anything for me. But love the Bluesy.
Tell us what it is about the blues and blue shirt.
Well, I mean, blue's my favorite color, and then just the contrast between the yellow gold and the stainless steel. It's versatile. It's just a sharp looking watch. It's not over the top. It's not a solid gold sub, but it's a little bit of bling, and it's just I love the shade of blue. I love the pre ceramic ones. I love the ceramic ones. The dials are slightly different, but it's just a beautiful watch. I'd love to have one in my collection.
Geese is saying he would consolidate if it was his collection.
Yeah.
What would you consolidate to, Geezer? What would you break it down to? How many watches? 5 watches? 3 watches? So
Yeah.
we've got 10 watches on offer so far, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, if it was me, I would start to add a few more dress watches into this. I know he's not particularly right now a dress watch, and I'm probably a bit older than Smoke Eater is, but that's where I would if for a Holy Trinity trifecta, I would add a Calatrava.
Yeah. I mean, look,
I would add it, and maybe an FP Journe if possible would be a lovely addition to this collection.
Yes.
I mean, look, you don't have to consolidate that collection if you don't want to, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But if I was doing that, yeah, I agree. There's a lot of subs. There's a lot of I'm different. I don't really like sports watches that much, and I really dislike the Cyclops. So that's just me. But I would pick I would definitely keep the Vacheron. I like I'm not a crazy Royal Oak fan, but I would keep it. It's a cool watch, I find. I'd keep the Milgauss. I love the Milgauss with
the Z Blue.
Yeah, the Z Blue. I just really like it.
I love it.
What about the VC Chrono?
Oh yeah, for sure. That would be my first choice. So VC Chrono, the Royal Oak, the Milgauss. Out of the other ones, like I said, I'm not a big sports watch fan. I do like the JLC. I think that's a really cool everyday dress watch. And yeah, maybe with everything else, you consolidate maybe you get. Well, if it was me, I would get like maybe a Geomag with half of the proceeds, and I don't know, get like an FP Jaune or get like a used DB28 or something like that. That would be cool.
Oh yeah, DB28 would be lovely.
Mm.
Have to be the digital though, as far as I'm concerned. The
Yeah,
DB28 digital.
Yeah, that's my favorite DB28 as well. That's what I would get. But otherwise, I mean, it's a fine collection. It's
It
really
is.
cool. If that's what you like, it's a cool collection. There's nothing wrong with any of these collections, right? At some point, you have to
Yeah.
own what you want, what you like.
That's it.
You know, don't consolidate if you end up with a bunch of watches you're not going to wear, right? But if you aren't wearing all those watches, then sure, do it. You know, you could always
So
sell
Megan's saying
everything
she'd cash in on the.
Yeah.
Megan's saying she'd cash in on the Hulk and reinvest the funds into something else to round out the collection while the market's paying high funds for the model.
Mm-hmm.
We've got WV David R saying he'd sell the Sky Dweller and the Black Sub, buy the Brown VC from a couple of weeks ago. We've got Geezer saying he would keep the VC, the AP, and Black Sub, sell the rest, and add a really interesting horology piece, which is interesting.
Oh, I'd have to keep that Sky Dweller. I'm sorry. And it's such
a nice piece.
It's such an amazing watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they only remove the Cyclops, it would be a really cool Rolex.
You're not a fan of the Cyclops, eh?
Not a Cyclops lover.
I'm not a Cyclops fan either.
I hate when, like, I get what the Cyclops is supposed to do, but I hate when the hands go behind it, and then it's just like that. You know, it's like it ruins it.
It's not my favorite feature, but I can get over it. The nice thing about the Cyclops on the larger watches, like the Sky Dweller and on my Explorer 2, it doesn't crowd the dial as much as on the 40 or 40 millimeter watches. It's better proportioned. It's still not great. It still sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yep.
Much like the helium release valve on the Seamaster. But you know, I've learned to live with it, and I just think it works better on the larger watches than it does on a 40 or on a 36 millimeter watch.
That's what I loved about the Milgauss, of the Cyclops. It was just
that's what's cool about
the Cyclops best.
Yeah, the Milgauss, the Sea Dweller, as long as you can find the earlier ones, not one that's like 44 millimeters.
Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah. But look at the Cyclops, though. Look at it.
I know.
It's an amazing watch, though. What a complication!
Yeah.
Full calendar, isn't it? Full 12-month calendar.
It's their most complicated watch.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool watch. What I like about the Sky Dweller,
bigger date, and you know, with the same colored background as the dial, and then get rid of it all. Get rid of the Cyclops.
Well, if you want a big date, right? I think and I'm not for copying and everybody else's stuff, and I know that they have a patent on it, but I really like the way that Moser does the big dates, right? With two discs, one on top of the other, and the top disc has like a hole in it, so it's not a 2-digit date, right? Like so that you see like a separation between the two discs. It's really one disc on top of the other, and you get a big date. It fits in the watch, and you don't need a Cyclops.
I like the way Longa also does a big date. I think they do it very nicely, and you don't need a Cyclops.
Yeah, Longa does a great date, big date. Glasuta original does a nice big date. I mean,
Look at that bluesy.
You have a great example of a big date in these watches too, right? In the Vacheron. So.
Right. The VC Chrono does an excellent job with the big date. Yep.
Geezer, you're right.
Geezer's right. The way they've executed the Sky Dweller with the functioning bezel that adjusts all the different functions on it. It's really, really well done.
Yeah, that's cool, and also how they use the hour indices for the month. It's kind of like I don't like it as much as how Moser did their perpetual calendar, but it still is a great way to implement a calendar, but thinking outside the box, right? Not just
definitely
another subdial or another hand.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, the WV David, you're. I think a lot of people don't like the how the Sky Dweller looks. I think part of that is that it's a big departure from the usual kind of bland Rolex dials, but to me it works. It's well.
I think it works. It's also a big watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 42 millimeters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Usain Blue shirt, it's a lot of information, isn't it? It's all there at once. But I think it's been quite subtly done. I think it's been quite well presented.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how well that bezel works when you're setting it, though. If it becomes annoying, that's always my fear with very complicated watches. Is how often are you really going to set it if you don't wear it every day? Until you just say, screw it, I'll have the wrong date on my watch.
And Megan, I'm willing to bet this is the 3 that he wears. Everything else is probably just sidelined for the most part.
Well, he wears the Presage as his daily wear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's saying he wears the Presage as his daily beater, for work.
But you're probably right. Out of a lot of those watches, I bet these 3 are the ones besides the Seiko that he wears a lot.
He still has the plastic on a few of them, so I wonder how much wear he gets out of them. Yeah, but look, overall, Smoke Eater, nice.
Yes,
nice
lovely
collection.
Collection, Smoke Eater.
If that's what
beautiful selection, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And look, at the end of the day, the only thing that's important is if that's what you like, that's what you like, and if it makes you happy, it makes you happy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Buy what you love and love what you buy.
It depends on, as you say, as we were saying, it depends on your age as well. I mean, you may not be at a stage where you're appreciating dress watches yet. I mean, you may just have the sports watch bug,
Yeah. I personally don't have a lot of need for dress watches. Something I can beat up on, that's a little more useful to me than a solid gold piece, that's for sure.
Every time I see that JLC, I miss mine.
Yeah, you had a nice one, right? Well, you had a nice color dial. Yeah. Those are nice watches.
They are.
Yeah, you did. I mean, the Datejust, do you think that's an underappreciated model?
I think it is. Especially, I love fluted bezel Jubilee bracelet. That's, to me, that floats my boat.
That embodies the Datejust for me. That is, like you say, the fluted bezel and the Jubilee bracelet, especially in two-tone as well.
Right. That's a killer look right there. That's a beautiful.
This particular one is very classic looking, right, with the gold hands and the black dial. that one really has a classic look to it.
It does.
Looks like something that's going to age well.
Mm-hmm.
The Datejust, there's so many different models of them that, I don't know, some of them might look a little bit, as the years go by, they might look not too classic. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful.
Ah, man. Looking at that bluesy just gets me going.
You've got one on the agenda, haven't you? There's one waiting for you in the future, blue shirt.
We'll see. We'll see.
Gets your pulse racing, does he?
It does. I'm a sucker for blue, and I love that Z blue too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is such a gorgeous watch. I must say, it's my favorite of my collection. I must say.
Orange Hen is a good
gorgeous
point.
style.
Orange Hen is a good point that 2020 is the 75th anniversary of the Datejust. So.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, Orange Hand. Interesting. So they may have done something this year, or may have been planning something. They may have been planning something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it certainly would be nice if they came out with something cool and not just another color of bezels.
But you know that's not going to happen, NS, because Rolex moves at a glacier speed, and it's very rare that they'll throw something. I mean, maybe in an anniversary year, yeah, they might do something a little bit beyond, but
and what's left that they haven't already done with it?
They just move very slowly and do incremental changes, and
yeah. Well, I guess flipping the next big thing will be the Coke, right? If they want to squeeze all the blood out of that rock, so they're gonna go.
Yeah. Well, next year's the anniversary of the Explorer 2, so we'll see what happens with that.
That will be interesting, won't it, to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
If they move to a ceramic bezel and change it, it'll be good news for me, but we'll see.
Hey, welcome, Troncala. Nice to see you here.
Yes, welcome, John.
How was there? Shoot, is the Datejust 2 that is 40 mil, or did they have something that was out for 1 year and then they changed it?
Well, the Datejust 2 was out for not that long, right?
More than a year.
More than a year, I think. The Datejust 2.
Yeah, and that was 40, right?
The
Datejust 2.
And they did the Datejust 41, didn't they, as well?
And they came out. They got rid of that, and they came out with the Datejust 41, which is still out there.
Yeah, for some reason people didn't like the 42. It was like the proportion of the case or something.
Yeah, the hands or something was kept all the same, and then with just more space between the hands and the indices, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, WV David. I've got to disagree. I don't think the Explorer 2 needs a ceramic bezel. I think it's not in its DNA. I think maybe something else to celebrate it. Maybe a green GMT hand or something.
It's the only GMT with a steel bezel.
Yeah, they could try to make the dial more like the classic, right? They have the hand now that's more like the classic.
True.
They could work on the dial, because to me the hand was going back to the hand that was more like the original one, made it feel less like just some sort of just them taking whatever was in a GMT and putting it on a different case.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they did that with the dial, it would finally look, the dial and the bezel right?
Make it more look like a 1655 is what you're saying?
Yeah, it could finally look like a real Explorer 2, right?
They
But,
would sell.
yeah.
They would sell like hotcakes if they did that.
Yeah, the problem with the original bezel is then it looks too much like a glycine, and then people start realizing that the glycine was the original one, right? So, do you really
Megan,
want
thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks
it.
for dropping in, Megan. Take care. Nice to see you.
Take care, Megan. Thank you for coming on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, NS.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. Then you don't want like an Explorer 2 that looks like a glycine, right? Obviously, so. Yeah.
Yeah, geez, that would be cool. A dial like a 1655. That would be very, very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I would think, but I'm with Thomas. The steel bezel is unique to that watch, and if they put a ceramic bezel on it, they're gonna ruin it. But we'll see.
That's pretty far out of there.
Don't forget, don't forget, guys. Before you leave today, give us a thumbs up if you can. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for remembering that, Thomas.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to go head over to the last of Bill's pallet fork.
Yes.
So, pandemic pallet fork. So.
Is he going to stop doing these daily?
Yep. The one that's starting now, I guess, is the last of the series. So.
Okay, well, let's get over there.
Well, we hit the magic 2-hour threshold.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
As usual,
yes,
thanks everyone in the chat, right? Thanks everybody.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
To watch.
Big shout out to everyone. Geezer, Trip Gauge, Sean Gallup, WV David R, Megan, Orange Hand, all
Junior
the guys.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Junior Johnson, great to see you all.
Yes.
Yeah, hope to see you next week as usual. Same time, same place.
Great day, guys.
Yeah.
Zippo, thank you. Thomas, NS, good talking to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, great to see you, Blue Shirt. Great to see you, NS. Zippo.
Yeah, Thomas, Blue Shirt. Flipping. Yep.
Thanks
and,
again, guys.
Stay safe, everyone.
Will do. See you later, guys.
Stay safe. Be well. Okay. Peace.